Well, tens of thousands of you may finally feel the relief that you have been waiting so long for, even though the President of the United States has abandoned you and has failed to fulfill his promise even as president-elect. So we'll be talking about it all, what it means for you, and who qualifies in this video. Let's get right down to it, but before we do, as always, make sure you guys do a couple things for me. Number one, give this video a tremendous thumbs up, smash the like button. I would appreciate that. And if you haven't already, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Click that big red button and have notifications turned on as well. We'll actually be doing our next cash giveaway when we do hit 20,000 subscribers, which may be right around the corner. You'll have to be subscribed to be entered in that giveaway. So with that being said, let's get started and dive right in. So this is breaking news that has now been developing over the last handful of days. The loan servicing giant company Navient has now reached a settlement and will provide relief for tens of thousands of borrowers. This means that tens of thousands of Americans will now have either their student loans canceled entirely or receive a one-time lump sum check as part of this multi-state settlement with Navient. Basically, this company was accused of lots of dirty tricks and deceptive, unfair practices, and now will be paying out nearly $2 billion to the American people. This debt is owed by roughly 66,000 borrowers, and it's part of a massive settlement with 39 state attorneys general. And this settlement also will end a years-long legal fight with states in which Navient forced two serious allegations. First of all, the company was accused of steering student loan borrowers into expensive forbearances instead of more flexible income-driven repayment plans. We've talked about them on our channel previously. Now, believe it or not, the reason why the company didn't want to put borrowers through an income-driven repayment plan is because it actually takes considerable effort on the part of the loan servicer. There's lots of paperwork, lots of back and forth, and it's just more work for the servicer. It's much easier for them to just put the borrower through forbearance. And there's now mounting evidence that the call center workers were actually incentivized to get people off the phone and get the job done as soon as possible, meaning the company did not always have the borrower's best interests at heart, and rather, instead of doing the best option for the borrower, they just went with the easiest and quickest route. The other allegation that the company is accused of is very reminiscent of 2008. The company faced allegations that its predecessor, Sallie Mae, had made subprime private loans to vulnerable borrowers who it knew were likely to default. States had alleged that these loans were made in cooperation with some for-profit colleges, many of which had incredibly low graduation rates. This was a way of enticing the schools to rely on the company for other student loans as well. According to the Pennsylvania Attorney General Josh Shapiro, he said, quote, Navient repeatedly and deliberately put profits ahead of its borrowers. It engaged in deceptive and abusive practices, targeted students who it knew would struggle to pay loans back, and placed an unfair burden on people trying to improve their lives through education. He went on to say, today's settlement corrects Navient's past behavior, provides much-needed relief to Pennsylvania borrowers, and puts in place safeguards to ensure this company never preys on student loan borrowers again. Navient actually denies any wrongdoing and says that these matters were based on unfounded claims. Now, who exactly qualifies for this cancellation? Who falls under the 66,000 borrowers? This is how you find out if you benefit. Those who will have their private student loans canceled will be notified by Navient no later than July. They'll essentially receive a refund for payments that were made after June 30th of 2021. And borrowers who are eligible for the $260 million restitution payment will receive a postcard from a settlement administrator this spring. Borrowers that qualify for student loan forgiveness or a payment don't have to take any action except for one thing. According to officials, the only action that borrowers have to take is making sure that their address is up to date on the studentaid.gov website. And the website navientagsettlement.com says that it will post updates on the timing for the notice postcards, so definitely look out for that. Now, who exactly is eligible for the $260 million restitution payment? Well, it is a small niche group of people. Generally, borrowers needed to have lived in a state that's participating in the settlement as of January 2017. And they also needed to have spent at least 2 years in forbearance to qualify for the restitution. At least one federal loan had to have been eligible for an income-driven repayment plan, and the borrower couldn't have entered into an income-driven repayment plan before going into forbearance. This is a subset of the entire group of people. So for example, in the state of Delaware, exactly 1,528 borrowers will qualify for a restitution payment. Now, who exactly is eligible for the debt cancellation? And this is what so many borrowers across the country, millions and millions of Americans, have been yearning for so very long. Well, according to officials in the participating states, the debt relief will primarily go to borrowers who had subprime student loans from the years of 2002 to 2014. This was through Sallie Mae before the company spun off Navient. Now, there's one more requirement for the debt relief. The borrower had to have had more than 7 months of consecutive delinquent payments before the date of June 30th, 2021. Now, borrowers who had non-subprime loans to attend certain for-profit schools will also have their debt canceled. That's a very specific list of schools. You could find that list online. The link will be down below in the description. The average amount of student debt that's going to be canceled is going to be roughly $33,000, which would have been fantastic if it was on a widespread basis, and it would also have scored President Biden and the Democrats a lot more points. But now heading into the midterms, the Democrats know that they are in trouble, and Biden's approval ratings are tanking. And you got to think that student loan forgiveness is just another issue that led to this. Now, how do you know if your student debt is serviced by Navient? Well, it's not that hard. There's just a few instructions that you have to follow. Number one, you're going to want to log into your studentaid.gov account. You then enter your account dashboard and click on My Loan Servicers. The most recent communication will show the entity that sends bills for your private loan payments. Now, you can also call the Federal Student Aid Information Center at 800-433-3243. Now, for the rest of you that do have student loans and you're not getting your debt canceled unless Congress were to take monumental action in the next month or two, the student loan payment pause that was instituted because of the COVID-19 pandemic, that is scheduled still to resume on May 1st. So overall, this is splendid news for the people that are getting their debt canceled. But again, you still have millions and millions of borrowers across the country that specifically voted for President Biden. They were inclined to vote for the president because he said he would cancel student debt at least up to $10,000 worth, and he has simply not delivered on a large scale. Millions of people have taken to social media over the last few weeks, and the debates are heating up. The pressure is mounting on the president. Now, you do have this back and forth of whether or not who can actually have the authority and the ability to cancel student debt. Some say it has to be done by Congress. Some say it has to be done by the president. There's not an exact legal answer necessarily, but we're still awaiting even that legal answer that we were promised to by the White House press secretary and President Biden. We haven't even gotten that answer yet. Definitely let us know down below in the comment section if your student loan is serviced by Navient. I'm extremely interested to see if we have anyone here on this channel that actually does have a student loan that has been serviced through the company, that now you could potentially getting all that money back. So hopefully you're part of those lucky few. Let us know down below in the comment section. Also, let us know your thoughts on student loan forgiveness in general. Should the president do it? Should the Congress do it? Should it be done at all? Or maybe not? What are your thoughts? Let us know down below in the comment section. We want to hear your opinions and thoughts. But I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, smash the like button, share it with a friend, get the word out. And if you haven't already, of course, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, have notifications turned on as well. And if you want to get some free stocks, all on me, all free, use the links down below in the description of this video. Sign up with the brokerage platforms Robinhood and or Webull. You'll get some free stocks, some valued up to thousands of dollars in some cases. So let us know what stocks you do get. And if you want to connect with me on social media outside of YouTube, I am on Instagram at Logan Cohn, LOGANKOHN, right there on your screen. Hope you enjoyed this one. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care for now.